ladies, I'm Anna Maria with a girlfriend guide to Zurich, and we are here at the newly minted Red and White wine shop. They specialize in New World wines, the only place in Zurich does that, take note. And we are joined by our very special girlfriend guest, Stephanie H. She is, dare we say, the better looking half of Uncorked. They are the anti-snobs of the wine appreciation and education biz here in Zurich. Thank you so much, vielen Dank, for being with us here today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
So let's start with wine, but specifically how Uncorked helps demystify and kind of take the scary out of wine.
Yeah.
What is it you guys do?
Yeah, we started Uncorked actually as a hobby business. It was not intended to, we didn't start out to create a full-time business. But our goal at the time was to help to, shall we say, educate some friends about the world of wine. We joke that they drink too much beer. So we wanted to make sure that they learned a little bit about wine and what it's all about. And we started a course, and we based it on a wine appreciation class that we had taken in college several years ago. Okay. And really from there, we wanted to make it unpretentious and an everyday topic that isn't a special club.
Why is wine this kind of pretentious thing?
Yeah.
Like, is that just historical?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it's so complicated that people can learn so much about it and really sort of forget that at one point they didn't know so much. So what we're trying to do is really make it easier and simple for people to be able to communicate what they like and what they don't like from a very basic level from the beginning.
And is wine still a snob's world then?
In a way, there are definitely snobs out there. And I think the more you learn about it, the more you appreciate the finer things in wine. However, everybody, like I said, has to remember that they started not knowing anything. So what we tried to do is really demystify the topic and give people the vocabulary they need, because there is sort of a special language around wine, to give people the vocabulary they need to walk into a store or go into a restaurant and describe the styles that they like, or even more importantly, the styles that they don't care for, so they can make sure they get a bottle that they're really going to enjoy.
I can already tell I'm going to learn a lot in the next few minutes because I am one of those people that it's horribly intimidated when given this wine list that includes 60,000 wines from every corner of the globe. And so I want to talk about how to hold a wine glass. Because I see all kinds of things, especially when you're watching TV or you're out and people do what is the correct way to hold a wine glass?
Right. Well, there is a stem here on the glass for a reason, and that's where you should be holding it. So
always, even if it's red.
Even if it's red. So what happens is if you do this or grip the glass like so, in addition to some unruly fingerprints, you're actually continuing to warm up the wine with the ambient heat from your hand, and we don't want to get it any warmer than room temperature. It also helps you to be able to swirl the glass, which is the wine in the glass, which is of course one of the steps to tasting the wine. So what you can do is holding by the stem, and I don't recommend doing it in air if you don't have a lot of practice, but it gives you a chance to then allow the aromas to come up the side of the glass. The glass is shaped a little bit like a tulip shape to allow them to concentrate around here, around the rim. So when you go to smell it, you want to really make sure to get your nose in the glass. Smelling it from here isn't really going to do anything. So when you swirl it, you want to make sure to really get your nose in the glass. And what we're doing is we're trying to identify how much aroma intensity this wine has. We're not going to worry yet about what we smell. We're just going to decide whether or not there's a lot of aroma jumping out of the glass or just a little bit. Because some grapes have naturally high aromas, they come out of the glass, and some don't. So we want to just say first, is this have a lot of aroma? Or not so much. So, all right.
Yeah,
it's pretty. It's
aroma-ish to me.
Aroma-ish, exactly. Which means it's not jumping out. It's medium probably as far as there's something there. We can smell something. But it's not necessarily incredibly strong. So, but what we're doing with aroma is we are trying to just get some clues about flavors that we're going to get when we actually taste the wine. So if a wine happens to have an aroma of berries, it means that we're probably going to get berries in the flavor when we taste it. These two things are correlated. Sure.
What am I supposed to smell here? Okay, I'll tell you what I smell. Ready?
Okay.
We'll do this very quickly. Let's see.
Right.
It's already been swirled a lot, so it should be.
But that's good.
Smells like, I don't know. Smells like wine?
Smells like wine. And that's a great start. If it doesn't smell like beer, you're already I'm already in the right spot. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Which you can come to my house, right?
Yes.
You could organize a course at my house.
We actually, yes, we would love to do that. We have an on-the-road option where you can get together, let's say, with 6 or 8 friends. We'll bring everything to you. That means you don't have to get babysitters or whatever, and we can arrange our curriculum, so to speak, in a way that works for you.
That sounds fantastic. That sounds fantastic. Now, when I am at a business dinner or I'm out with somebody special that I would like to impress, what are some good go-to wines? Like I said, when you get that big menu of
60,000
wines.
bottle list.
Yeah.
So 2 answers to that, if I may. I think the first thing is that the sommelier in the restaurant is actually your friend. He is not an enemy. He is not he or she. They are not scary people. They know that list inside and out. So what's important is that you are able to describe a little bit about the style that you like. Okay, so whether you're able to say something like, I prefer wines that have a lot of fruity flavors, or I prefer wines that have good acidity, they really make your mouth water. Those are a couple of good, we just need to know a few basic words to be able to describe to the sommelier what you like. But let's say this person isn't there, and you need to just navigate on your own, right? So some good solid choices for something that will be very sort of friendly. We don't want anything that's too complicated, just something friendly. Would be something from perhaps warmer places in Europe, so southern Italy or southern France are great choices.
So here in Zurich, we can get wine at a co-op or a dinner or at a wine shop.
Yes.
I mean, is it okay to get it at a supermarket versus a wine shop, or do you prefer wine shops?
It's absolutely okay to get it at a supermarket. Co-op is actually the largest distributor and seller of wine in Switzerland. So actually their prices are really good because they have good competitive buying. But that being said, we really like the atmosphere and the experience of going to a wine store. There are a couple of advantages. First of all, you get a chance to really talk one-on-one with somebody about, and this is where you get to learn the style you like. So if you can go in and say, all right, I love, let's say, Malbec from Argentina. It's a very friendly wine, quite fruity. A lot of people like that style. That person can say, okay, I know what you mean by saying you like Malbec. They can help you increase your vocabulary, but they can also help you to explore new grapes from new places in the world that have similar style or characteristics to a Malbec. So, and then you go back again and you say, okay, last time I was here, I tried the Pinotage from South Africa. I really enjoyed that. Give me something new. And that person can sort of create a little mental history of what you've liked. And then eventually you'll find yourself sort of branching off and saying, okay, well, that was a little bit same old, same old. What do you have that's slightly different, but kind of maybe the next step in the process of learning? So you can develop a bit of a relationship and almost have a little wine mentor, so to speak.
Great. So at the beginning of the interview, we talked about how you are only one half of the Uncorked team. So how about we meet the rest of the team? Robert, come on in here with Zoe H.
Hi, everyone.
It's nice to see you. Thank you for being with us as well. And thank you for
Absolutely.
bringing your co-founder. She seems a little more interested in what's happening outside.
Absolutely.
What's happening here, we're clearly not as cool, but you know, we're gonna go with that. So tell me, when you guys actually have a night off, do you sit around the house and have a glass of wine? Like maybe the rest of us?
I would say it's sometimes beer as well, and then many times during the weeknights we're actually somewhere between working and having dinner. So many times we'll be preparing a dish in advance of an event or a class and have 1 or 2 bottles of wine that we want to try to pair with that dish. So yeah, it's somewhere between work and enjoyment every night, I would say.
We'll have multiple bottles open, but we're not drinking all of them.
Aha! So you say.
Right.
So So do you have a favorite hangout here in Zurich where you would go and have a bottle of wine if you have a night off?
Yeah, I think so. We currently have a place we like to go, which is the Mövenpick Wine Bar. That's right off of Bahnhofstrasse, so very centrally located. And they have a really good offer where they only put a 15 franc markup onto any bottle of wine in the shop. So you are able to pay much less than you normally would in a restaurant, which is sometimes 2, even 3 times a normal store price. So you get a chance to try really nice bottles of wine in an environment like a restaurant, but without paying that markup. So we like to go there, and they've got a great selection from around the world, lots of choices.
Sounds like the really anti-snob advice. I like that. So with Uncorked, are you living the dream?
Good question.
Yes.
I'd say we're on the way to living the dream, but any young entrepreneurial business is a lot of work. We're lucky that we found something that really reflects our passion, wine and food. So hopefully within a relatively short amount of time, we'll be able to say we're living the dream, but until then, it's a bit of hard work to get there.
So we'd like to finish off with some word associations
Okay.
that are all Zurich Swiss related. Ready? Tell me what first thing comes to your mind. Fondue.
Fondant. That's a wine that goes well with fondue.
Take note. Zurich West.
The Viaduct.
Weather.
Ooh, gray skies.
Raclette.
Haida, which is another wine.
That you can drink with raclette. Great. Chocolate.
Ooh, chocolate, I think of, 90% dark chocolate, I would say. Good bitter Swiss dark chocolate.
Nice.
And Lake of Zurich.
Warm, sunny weather.
Ah, yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. Hopefully coming up soon. Guys, thank you so much for being with us. It
You're
was
welcome.
really such a pleasure. We learned a lot. Ladies of the Girlfriend Guide, thank you for being with us. Thank you to Peter Beatty, who owns this wonderful wine shop. Remember, it's the only one in Zurich that sells New World wines. So if you're looking for that, please come back here. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Cheers.